Super Eagles changing the face of Nigerian football. By the time you are reading this, the Super Eagles of Nigeria would have completed a very critical assignment against the Mediterranean Knights of Libya. It is critical because so much is at stake, depending on how the match ended yesterday. A good and convincing victory will consolidate the gains of the previous two matches. The Super Eagles need to return very quickly to winning ways and restore the confidence of Nigerians in their national team, as well as in the ensemble of Nigerian coaches. Winning well against Libya might even change the fortune of football in Nigeria by boosting confidence all around, boosting the football economy opportunities, receding the matter of a foreign coach further to the background, and creating a firmer ground for general improvement of the game. The reality is that Nigeria's football fortune at the national level greatly impacts what happens to sports as a whole in the country. The Super Eagles and football are that important and powerful. The aura around Nigerian football these days is very good. Having been down in the pits due to poor results and poor administration for a very long time, there seems to be nowhere else but northward for the game to go now. Fate, and not any deliberate design of the system, appears to be taking sides and has influenced many positive things in this emerging conspiracy. Or how else can one explain the following exciting and refreshing new developments? The first, Kanu Nwankwo, MON, one of the most accomplished Nigerian football players of all time, is the current chairman of one of the biggest clubs in the country's history, Enyimba International FC, who are two-time winners of the African Club Championship and the first and only Nigerian club to have achieved that monumental feat. To make an international its chairman is a major statement. Let me repeat that. To make an ex-international, and I mean ex-international player, its chairman is a major statement that creates of Enyimba FC. That also is a major statement, a morale booster for indigenous coaches. Other teams have since followed a similar example. Emmanuel Amuneke, MON, one-time Africa's best player, after failing to get appointed as Super Eagles coach, has accepted the offer of chief coach of a struggling Heartland FC, one of the big teams in the Nigerian Professional League. Daniel, the Bull, Amakoche, MON, has also been appointed technical advisor to Luby Stars Football Club. That is a cosmetic designation for manager. I mean, technical advisor is a cosmetic designation for manager, a position higher than that of chief coach, but not as high as the chairman. It is, however, also strategic for future politicking in football administration. Benedict Akwegu, a former international, is the latest appointee as a consultant to Mighty Jets FC of Jos. Like Daniel, he can use that position to launch a move up the ladder of administration in Nigerian football. These developments are creating a buzz with plenty of excitement in the football space in Nigeria. More of such are on the way, I assure you. The Nigeria Football Federation should see more action by footballers within its fold with what is happening. But what tops them all is the decision by Ahmed Musa, MON, to return to the Nigerian Professional Football League as a player after one of the most successful international careers in Nigeria's national team history. Longest serving captain of the Super Eagles, most capped player in Nigeria's history, and the highest goal scorer for Nigeria at the World Cup. Ahmed Musa has done what generations of ex-internationals before him did not dare to do: return to the hard and difficult domestic football terrain of Nigeria and resume their careers before finally bowing out. Last week, he played his first match before a capacity crowd that came to see him reenact his football skills at the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano. He did not disappoint. He scored a brace, and by so doing, added a new dimension to the domestic league by injecting new confidence in returning international players to retire from the professional leagues in Europe, as well as from Nigerian national team, and still return to play out the last years of their careers in the domestic league. Ahmed was even audacious. The return of all these retired and retiring superstar players will do great things for Nigerian football, ignite the domestic league, and bring the crowds back to football grounds, influence the improvement of the quality of playing grounds in order for the returning players to be able to play well, make the clubs more inventive in their business models, branding and marketing, hire more professionals to become involved in managing the clubs and the players, and attract corporate Nigeria's interest like bees to nectar, and start to explore the possibilities and opportunities that these new developments will bring. The Super Eagles are a very hot commodity again. The Super Eagles are a very hot commodity again. Uyo last night must have been bathing and basking in the celebration of their victory. Well, I predicted they would win. I thought we would win by a large, wide margin, but we narrowly won. But we won, which is the good thing. So that's it. That's my editorial this morning. I have Etim Esin. Is it John? You are John also.
Yeah, Etim Jnr Esin.
John Etim Esin Jnr Maradona.
Thank you, Big Sheikh.
Good to see your face. You did not return to Nigeria to come and resume your domestic football like Ned Musa is doing. You did not come back to Nigeria to come and become chairman of a football club or even coach of a football club and so on and so forth. So what do you think of what is happening now? The message, you know, Kanu is chairman, Amokachi is technical advisor, Ben Akwegu, and so on and so forth. What do you think?
The Big Sheikh, it's all changed the narrative. You know, the narrative on how we look at Nigerian football, which is a very big brand globally. But what has happened in a league like Kanu now is the chairman, the names, great names, big names in Nigerian football you've mentioned. It's changing the narrative in a big way. And I think others should follow suit. You can imagine the crowd, Ahmed Musa to come and play. What Kanu is trying to do as the chairman of Enyimba, bringing investment, bringing investors to invest in Enyimba, which is he's not looking at government to give him subvention or give him allocation to run Enyimba. He's sourcing for that money to run Enyimba, which is very, very good for our football. And then going forward, I think more opportunity should be given for ex-international to get involved. I won't use myself as an example because I'm not a coach, I'm a scout. You know, I once asked the NFL, the current NFL chairman, if there's anything like scouting department in NFL, and he answered me no. I was shocked, I was dumbfounded. How can we not have a committee on scouting in our national team? And we have good others out there. Mike Emelano is doing well out there. He was at Chelsea for over 10 years, did well, is in Arab country now. So I think if we can bring all this experience back, it will be a way of moving our football forward.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm just learning for the first time that your area of expertise is actually in scouting.
Scouting, yeah.
But I know that even if unofficially there's no scouting department, but definitely there are people who are doing scouting for the national team. Austin Eguavon and so on. They are all experienced people like you. And you know that the work of the scout, yes, the work of the scout is very, very important. And it's good to know that you do that. So the opportunities will come. Don't worry, Etim.
Definitely. We're alive, Big Chef. We're alive. It's freezing. It's a little bit, yeah.
About the Super Eagles, the performance, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we had 3 points, which is important. It's we were having hypertension before the goal came. The goal came was it 80-something minutes, or it is 86 or so minutes?
Yeah,
so,
7 minutes.
I mean, 87 thereabout. So the tension was up there. I was just praying, and let us, whosoever defender, goalkeeper, who's going to come give us this goal. But definitely, we had it.
Even the goalkeeper could have given us the goal. Yes, now.
It doesn't matter. Just so far, we take the 3 points, Big Shaq. So that was the joy of yesterday. Even me, some calls I never had. They called me from you. Everybody was calling me. This is what football gives this country. With the hardship we have today. So, I mean, when we win like this, everybody forgets the hardship and just glorify and be happy for a moment, which is very, very countable for human lives as far as happiness is concerned. So a lot of Nigerians were happy. The phone call I received from you was tremendous. Everybody was happy, apparently. So that win goes a long way, because we know Eguavon is in the hands of affair now. A drop of a point now might have caused other people trying to ramble. Oh, let's go and bring a white coach. So now I think the white coach, the foreign coach aspect of it has calmed down now. The next game, we hope and wish him a good result. So that's how we move our football forward. Yeah, a very good friend, late Keshi, took us to World Cup, won a Nation Cup for us, which was, may so rest in peace, which was a very big plus. So glamouring for European coach and all these guys have been in Europe, they've played in Europe, they know what it takes to take a national team forward. So I think giving Eguavon all incentive, all the support in it, Eguavon can do the job for us.
Yeah, well, okay. I went to watch this game somewhere, in Lagos yesterday, and part of the comments, which was reasonable to me to an extent, as one who also played the game, and I want to share
Wall 7.
As one was, here was a match. You see, yesterday's match for me, this is the conversation we are having. Yesterday's match for me, until we scored the goal in the 83rd minute or so, until we scored the goal, the Libyans did not even smell anything near our goal. There was not one. We could have played that match for 10 years and they would never have scored us. The way the game went up till when we scored our own goal. But what happened? We scored a goal, and then immediately the pressure shifted to us. Not that the Libyans started playing well. We actually now went back we removed our best forward and we brought in a defender, immediately signaling to the world that
we were defending.
Me, I didn't understand that at all against a team that was the worst team we've ever played against. They did not put any 3 passes together, the Libyans.
I think the pressure was on them, and they wanted to submit that pressure till they can get a point from us. But luckily, we've scored that goal, because they came with their own tactical plan, how they can absorb the pressure till at least they can get a draw. Because after that time, any coach in the world, when you can hold a big team to 87, 85 minutes, you have a hope to get a point. But thank God that the substitution Austin made paid off, and then we scored that one goal. It could have been a different ball game if the game ended up 0-0, Big Shaq. Then all the argument, why do you invite this player? Why do you, would have crumped up again? So I think by and large, let's just be happy that we play. But technically, I think we shouldn't have been sitting back to absorb. We should even attack more to get a second goal and kill the game finally. That's my take on the yesterday tactical approach.
Okay, and then maybe you should comment on this again. Something somebody also said that made some sense is that, you know, we struggled throughout to score. We struggled throughout to score a goal. It was like we did not know, you know, what to do really.
Up front to score the goal.
Create opportunities for they could just, everybody could read what we were trying to do throughout. Could read what we were trying to do, and it was so simple that they contained us. You know, I don't know if you saw that too.
I saw that. I was watching. They were all back defending. They were trying to absorb all the pressure we're piling, and in the absence of a point man, which is the young chap Osimhen that wasn't around. But we shouldn't build all our goal that is going to be Osimhen. If Osimhen doesn't play, Nigeria will not score a goal. Somebody has to step into that shoe and glorify and score a goal and make a name for himself too, because that's opportunity for a striker to step up. Oh, Osimhen is not around. Let me take this opportunity and bury one or two and give my country a brace. But at least it still comes with 1-0 that we should even thank God that we score. What if we end up playing? I was talking to my friend, say, if this game ended up 0-0, it will be another glamour around. Oh, Guavon is not good enough. It is. So thank God we picked the 3 points, and then let's see how the next game. I think we're learning a lesson and we're improving in a way. Let's see how it keeps going.
Okay, in your own estimation, because when you look at the table now, we are separated from Benin Republic by a point.
Yeah.
We played against Rwanda. We struggled.
That's right. And Benin, I learned Benin beat Rwanda.
Hands down. And people are now saying against Libya that are the whipping boys of the group. We struggled.
Yeah.
So how do we start to look psychologically and even tactically, you know, towards the future? Can we make it?
I think we can. We can, Big Shaq. With all the support, I think we can, because I don't think we can end up losing against Benin again. I think we have to take the 3 points and then top the group if we want to, and we have to win Libya. So all what we have to
do. We have finished with Benin. We have finished with Benin. Now
Benin, okay, it's Libya. So we have to, if possible, we can take the 3 points from Libya too. If it's football, it's you know, you are mathematical. We cannot just do mathematics on this. Football, so we can do a little maths on this. If we take 3 points from Libya, then I think we'll top the group. So it's all boils down to, let's see how we can get result, because all what matters, if you are a coach, it's how you get your result. Your result goes a long way. So I think Guavon will put his house in order. I mean, I like his technical crew, is the chaps that are with him in the technical. So I think we can from there move a Nigerian football forward. You know, power wing play, we're all noted for our wing play. During your days, wing play.
Yes.
Adokia was Awolabi. Wing play always is.
It is coming back. It is coming back.
Coming back. I hope we can get that back. So I just hope and wish the lads can come up, galvanize themselves, and know the importance of what they are trying to get in front of them, which is qualify for Nation Cup, qualify for World Cup proper, in Jesus' name.
Okay. Yeah, we need the prayers. But okay, look, you have been in Nigerian football through several generations. This is your 3rd generation. I know you.
That's right.
Came in late in the 80s and early 90s. You came in, and since then we've had 3 other generations.
Definitely.
So 2 generations, you know Nigerian footballers and Nigerian football.
Yeah.
You know how good the players have been through that generation. We have
Definitely.
an established tradition
Definitely.
of our football. You just said it, wing play, powerful play.
Wing play, we definitely.
But look at the present setup. Look at the present team that we have. How does this team compare to the teams of the different generations? You see,
I think what's really lacking in this team is that crucial midfield play. You know, Henry Nwosu, Etim Esin, Okocha, and maybe Mikel Obi, because everybody always make comparison to this great number 10s that wore number 10 for Nigeria. So this generation, I think, to even wear number 10 for a national team now is difficult, because when you look at those that drop that jersey, for you to carry that number 10 and you are wearing a heavy load on you that you have to put up the performance. And if you are not confident enough, if you are not talented enough, I don't think you can wear that jersey. So I think after our coach, Mikel came, let me just say, after our coach properly, I don't think there's any magician in that midfield who can intimidate the opponent. Oh, big play, big shake, you know. I mean, who can, if a coach holds ball, if Big Shaq holds ball outside, you'll be panicking. We panic the next opponent. So I don't really see that player in the Eagles lineup now. Maybe Luke Mon is trying to do that, but he has to really grow to really command that in the middle of the park. So I think that influence, when you see a player who can enact that influence on the opposing team, there is that fear. The coaches says, you know what, the magic with the ball, Henry Nwosu. So that's the magic you have to impose on the audience to put fear in them. Then goals will definitely come. So we don't really have that magical number 10 again. Even if you don't score, you make an assist and do this and do that. So I think that's what we are lacking a little bit in the national side.
You are calling it magical number 10. You don't have to wear number 10 jersey, but I don't, you know, our own is 7. It's not 10. Put 10 aside.
Magical 7. Mathematical 7. Player that makes things happen.
Leave the number. Leave the number. Yes,
a player that makes things. During your days, you make things happen. Either you score or you bring that crosses out, and then somebody finishes
the important thing is that you must have players, a few players in the team that can single-handedly change a game. The game is tough for your side and so on and so forth. And they would do something, you use the word magical. They would do something that, and it started from the days of Haruna Lerika.
Far back, generation.
That kind of player. They can exist, but they have to have the confidence to be able to do those things. Not panic.
I know that confidence. The big word there you just use is confidence. Confidence has to be instilled in the player to get that kind of playmaker back. And I think if we start well, there's a lot of them in our local league here. All of us started from local league, Big Shaq, if you will understand where we're coming from before we moved to Europe and all that. So if we look well, there's still those talents within our league here. There's still those talents within the shore of this country that we can tap in and groom them and recommend them to, you know, like you said, administrators-wise and all this man no man now in Nigerian football. Back in our days, it was on merit. It was on merit, Big Shaq, but now things are a little bit shifted. So that's where the problem lies now.
See, these days, I hope listeners are enjoying this technical and tactical conversation we are having, because this is between two footballers.
Senior and junior. Senior and junior.
You see, I watched a game. I watched England play against Greece the other night.
Yeah.
And I saw how the Greek team scored their first goal. You know, this forward got into the England box and they were so afraid to challenge him inside the box.
Because the penalty.
Yes, if they had challenged and any error had been committed, then it would have ended in a penalty kick. So this guy had the freedom to maneuver, do whatever, and then he slotted the ball into goal. And this is a mentality that our players who are playing in front of goal should have. The game is not as difficult for forwards these days, as it was during our days.
They
will kill you. They will kill you inside that box. But now, they are so afraid to tackle players inside the box. But yet, our own players don't get into that box enough. I know our players are listening to understand. And our players in the local league are also listening. Look, you frontline players, you are fast, you can dribble. Your home should be that box. You get into that box and do your magic. And you just find that defenders are afraid.
I don't know what to think. To tackle, definitely, because with the technology now of VAR and all that, I think they should have that confidence, as you said earlier, Big Shaq, that confidence that in them to go to the 18-yard box and then commit something or then slot a ball in. So far, you are inside that 18-yard box. Don't panic. That's where you play. One thing one coach told me, although we had issue, was West Ham, that anytime I'm in that 18-yard box, I should be more calm. That's where I should be more calmer than any. And that's where, when you are calm inside 18-yard box, things happen. You should be in the most calmest way of your football career to be able to score a goal. On the up-front players, as you said, can penetrate and do something for us.
That's what I see personally. That's what I see, that Boniface, fantastic player. The same thing, with Victor Osimhen to an extent, but Boniface, I could see, great player, great center forward. But inside that box, when you need to just calm down, that last touch, just calm down and boom, put it somewhere. Calm down, put it somewhere. That is missing, man.
I think Boniface is, when it comes to national team, he's been overshadowed by Osimhen's cloud. Let me just put it like that, cloud. You understand me? But if you bury those chances you've been having, I think that confidence will come to you. Because that final touch always, if you still play for his club in it.
Exactly.
He's always banging in goal from no. But when it comes to Nigeria, I think there's this cloud that I think he has to break that jinx of the cloud landing in him. I think if he scored 1 or 2 goals for Nigeria, I think that will bring Ginger his confidence. Because, these are opportunity there. I like him as a player, but that final touch, that final is always missing when it comes to play for Nigeria. I think he can improve on that.
And generally, it appears that all our players, is there something about playing for Nigeria? Does it put additional pressure on? I never played abroad, so I only played here. So for you people that played abroad, and then you will come and play for Nigeria, does coming back to play for Nigeria actually put more pressure on you, or do you feel that you are coming to play a lesser standard of football, and so it should lift your confidence? What does it do? Does it increase your confidence or diminish your confidence?
It depends on how a player approach it. If you approach it in a positive way, I think go there and say, I'm just going to go. No. You are wearing this for your country. You have to go there and prove yourself and prove that you are worthy of wearing Nigerian jersey to be placed on that. So I think that's something to do. Is it complex? I might say complex or inner complex. I don't know what to say. But I think they should step up the game. And then some people say we're going to beat Libya 3-0. But I told them, football no pomp.
Football no who pomp.
Just thank God for the win, Big Shaq, and everybody's happy, and everybody. That's what galvanizes Nigeria. That's what makes us happy. But like you said, it's a big brand. It's what Nigeria has, and it's what we have. Let them not take it away from us in Jesus' name.
But collectively, we have a responsibility, which is part of what we are doing now, even discussing what we are discussing, to improve what we see, to improve the team, our team. We are not in the national team, but even in conversation,
we're not biased on all this. We're not trying to protect anybody's interest.
Exactly.
So which is making sense.
With the deep knowledge of you in football and the small knowledge I have, I think what we are saying here,
more knowledge. Etim,
big knowledge. You big knowledge.
let me
this
tell
small
you,
knowledge as a boy, as my senior, as my boy. So I think we are not trying to. It comes to our own coaches here. We're trying to defend our indigenous coaches. It goes there. We are trying to defend some administrators like Kano being a chairman now, which is on a positive side. All of us, if most can come back and bring this knowledge and move our Nigerian football forward, so be it. We'll be happy. I know with the new development we are seeing now, we're all happy. I can pick a phone and reach out to Kano now. Pick a phone and reach out to you. Pick a phone and reach out to Guavon. Pick a phone and reach out to Amokachi. That's how all is supposed to be. But if it's somebody else is a chairman of Eyimba, he will not even answer my call. That's the difference.
Yeah, we've not called for anybody to call in, but I hear that we may have a call. If it's still there, let's hear the voice, the first voice this morning. Okay, he's not there anymore. We haven't called for telephone calls yet.
Yeah, your phone will be jammed if you open the line. It will be jammed. It will be jammed.
So we are adding spice. I want you to tell us from your knowledge now, from your experience. You know, experience is the best teacher. From your experience, which I didn't have. Yeah. You know, this our team reminds me of a player like Thompson Usinye. I don't know if you saw him play, but Thompson
I saw him. It was a class act that went to America.
Thompson Usinye was a thinker. When he is inside that box, you could almost read his mind, the way his mind is working.
Movement
what
and
he
everything.
would do, standing from his... Thompson did not need to move away from the ball to shoot. Thompson, standing on the ball,
he can fire.
He can fire. And he doesn't just fire like that.
Blank missile.
He doesn't fire blanks.
He fires target. Yes. I think that's what we are lacking too.
Exactly. He would come down, to protect himself and put the ball somewhere. And I have a feeling that our team needs a very serious psychologist. I know that they are doing some psychology in the team. The coaches are talking to the players and so on and so forth. But I don't know how it happens with you guys professionally in Europe, but maybe you can tell us. But
because I mean,
psychologists, proper psychologists.
Because you might not know what. Yeah, definitely, big shot. Because you might not know what a player is passing through before you tell him to come and play a match. You don't know it's maybe a little family issue, maybe a little something or whatever issue he might have before you give him opportunity to play. So if you can break down there and open that conversation with him, for him to let you know, oh, this is what I'm going through, coach. This is what I'm going through. So then I think the mindset will be clearer for him to go in there and do the best. Not when you are playing on the pitch. Something else is running behind your mind that is only best known to you, not to the official or not to your coach. So the psychology, as you said, we need it. Sit down with a player and see what's going on. Are you prepared? Is your mindset prepared for this game? What is going on family? Where are you okay? How is your club? If you can get that right from a player and then build his mind for the game, I think definitely it will give you a result. But if you don't get that from a player, I might have what is bothering me. It might not be playing that match. Something else is bothering me more than playing the game, and then I can't give my best. That's the real fact of it. My best will not come out until I let you know that's what's bothering me goes away. Then you can get my best in the game. So I think they need it. They needed a very strong one. They need it. And I think Guavon can play a little role on that.
Yeah. Well, that's my own.
Yes, Guavon can sit the player down, tell him, talk to me one-on-one. You are my player. Let me know. Is your mind set okay to start the game? Or should I put you on the bench? If my setup is this way, are you going to fit into my setup? This is what I'm going to play. This is my pattern. This is my philosophy. This is what I want you to do for me on the pitch. I think it goes a long way with the players too.
So when we started, you spoke about being happy with the indigenous coaches from the domestic scene that are supporting the Guavon. My question is it the coaches that are a lot lower in their experiences and exposure that a Guavon needs now to support him? Or is it coaches that have deeper experiences possibly, or high-level experiences possibly, to come and complement what a Guavon has offered Nigerian football? And what I'm saying is this: does a Guavon require our domestic technical assistance, or foreign, or not foreign, but a higher level?
Yeah, professional. I know where you're coming from, Big Shaq.
Yes. I'm just thinking now.
I know, because this topic came up once on the last game. I said, okay, if he picks this domestic coaches to be his assistants on that, does it mean that there's no one domestic player in a league that these people can bring to the national team? That was my question. If they are your subordinate, if they are on your team, Raymond Star and this other chap, can they?
What are they bringing? What are they bringing
that is what,
to the national?
Can you invite one or two players from Raymond Star or one or player from the domestic local league? Because that's what they should recommend. That's what they should be their input. Okay, I was there with a Guavon. I recommended this boy. I handle Raymond Star, I handle this. Don't you have a good player in Raymond Star that can make up a national team? I think that's where my take is on with them. They should also recommend one or two players from the local league to be in the national team. If that's their input, they will do. I really appreciate that. To see one or during your days, everybody goes back to the national team. Then in the local league, tomorrow you are playing Rangers, you are still shaking hands with Christian Chuku, everybody's laughing. Can that generation come back now? 2 or 3 players from domestic league in the national team? That wouldn't cost anything. But, you know, the way Nigerian football and this dollar matter coming up now, big shit.
This issue of what
backroom stuff.
Yes, what they are bringing is, you know, I just thought, you know, since we are discussing frankly, I'm just saying the league is going on. We have our local coaches who are there. They are seeing the players.
That's it.
The times are different.
Okay.
But times are different. You see the good players. Once a good player emerges in the domestic league,
he's gone.
He's gone.
It's gone. I know.
So they don't mature into the domestic league long enough
to the national team before taking off.
Okay, come to the national team. That is the reality of the situation.
I know.
And if that is the case, so I am just asking myself now, if a Guavon needs support, technical support, particularly for the tactical game, would he get it from the domestic, from the pool of coaches from the domestic league? Or
I don't think
from somewhere else? You know, that's why we are talking about Nigeria now, and the good of Nigeria is nothing sentimental about it.
I know. That's the input the backroom staff should bring to a Guavon. Get him a player. You know the local league. You've been around the local league. A Guavon pick as domestic staff. That's the recommendation you should make to a Guavon. Recommend 1 or 2 local players to him, and let's see how we take it from there. That boy might come and be a superstar and score hat-trick and score a brace and make his own name in the national team instead of ignoring our players locally. Why are we having a local league? I'll keep asking myself.
The good thing is that we have the CHAN. You see, we have the CHAN, which is for players in Africa, which is where you get all the players in the local league to represent your country. And that's where the experiences, our technical crew, the coaches, that's where we garner the experiences to put together a national team. And from there, you can get your players who are good for CHAN to go into the main
national team proper.
That is the transition. That's how you move them. But to just say that, oh, they can pick from the local league, I don't buy that.
I will handle them because of my experience. You know, experience is the best teacher. I'll handle them. There was a time when Siasia was a national before his own issue. He said I should come and be a camp commandant for Olympic team. I tell CSA, if I come and be account commander, when problem come in the camp, don't put me as an escape fire. I don't want to. So at least I'll handle them as from my experience, I'll handle them well, because every generation you have a stubborn player. How will I put it? Youthful, exuberant, somebody who can. Then you just have use your own experience to handle it and adapt to whatever it takes to adapt to that kind of player. Because once you need that kind of player in your team, you need him to ginger your team, but you just have to know how to. Man management is not easy, Big Shaq. It's not easy. So from that experience, you can have those with youthful exuberance. You can have those who doesn't want to pay attention, but you have to manage them well. You have to talk to them. You have to be friendly with them. Why did Keshi succeed at late Keshi? Because he managed the player. He took 3 or 4 home-based players and managed them well, absorbed them, play with them, and then they give him the respect because he has been there, done that. And when they tell you my story as a junior player, you give me that because stubbornness, you won't be more stubborn than me. You won't be more stubborn than Tarila. You won't. So you have to manage them well. So that's just it. Experience.
Yeah, well. Let me say this. You know, for all those that did not watch Etim Esin play, when Etim Esin emerged from Calabar Rovers or Rovers of Calabar, when he emerged on the scene, on the domestic scene, and Nigeria started to see magic. What is magical in a football player? When Etim Esin moved to Europe and he became one of the most popular footballers on the planet, and he was compared to Maradona, it was not because people just felt that it was fanciful to do so. The guy had the bundle of skills and talent and moving and taking off from zero's acceleration to maximum speed within a twinkle of an eye. And Etim Esin was out of this world. Etim Esin was out of this world as a football player. But it was so short-lived that I'm going to be asking you some very close questions that I've never asked you before, so that Nigerians can hear the good. I've described the good part of it, the bad part now, and then the ugly part. Young people are listening to us all over Nigeria, and
definitely
they want to learn. They want to learn. And when you are young, when you are very young, talented and gifted, just as Etim Esin was, and he was at a very young age as a teenager being compared to Maradona, the greatest player that ever lived, to just show you the caliber of player that Etim Esin was at the time. How do you handle the fame, the popularity, the fortunes, the expectations, and not fail as a young person? Etim failed. Etim failed. You see, it is not easy. But just take us through that world a little so that people, can understand. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. When you are young, everybody's hailing you. And then it depends on the background, the orientation you come from too. I'm not trying to brag here. I'm not really from that downtrodden background that most footballers come from. At least I'm an average, from an average. My father never needed anything from me. My mother, my siblings, they never, because they are all okay. So all what I was having at that small time was just for me to, I don't know what, to enjoy myself. I didn't have any responsibility to say this and that. So you can derail. And then there was no man, we didn't have a manager, somebody to manage you. When you come out, youthful exuberance kicks in. You think the whole world is on your feet. You even think you can get away with everything, which and end up cutting with me. I didn't get away with everything. So that was the backdrop. That's when I see this young player. You can finish a match in Belgium and we run to London and do our party and come back to Belgium the next day and start training on Monday. So discipline-wise, I wasn't really that disciplined because that's why I keep instilling in this young player. If you discipline and focus in anything you're doing in your career, you'll make it. Indiscipline will take a lot of things from your hand and throw it away. That's when I was trying to advise this child Osimhen on my last interview. No player is bigger than a coach or a football team. As soon as they drop you, another player comes in and bang 3 goals. Your issue has been relegated.
Yeah.
As soon as I had issue or coaches step in, everybody nearly forgot about me in Nigerian football because he stepped into a show and he performed and he took the mantle over. Even when you Olabi and Adokia used to, you were hammering. I never replied to you because you guys were my senior. You said, Adokia would talk, I will blow you. I'll just keep quiet at my. But for you to try to disrespect your senior in everything I won't stand for that. I won't stand for it. So indiscipline is a core factor that makes you a human being. So the indiscipline side really cost me a lot. And then the issue I had with Westhoff, you don't challenge your coach and be on his good book. You understand me? The indiscipline side of a player can become your downfall.
Yeah.
From the Paul Gascon, you can even the Italian Balotelli, you see how their career ends or Etim Esin. That's what I try to, even my documentary coming, the basic factor will be on discipline. Indiscipline can cost you a lot. And then you are not bigger than your coach. A coach can make you, a coach can break you. I wasn't even suspended by FIFA, but Westhoff went to tell VP, then he was having power from VP to tell VP that I was suspended. FIFA banned me. Abiola that made their so rest in peace. Abiola that wanted to help me. If a coach tells these big guys that I've been banned, who else?
Yeah.
They ban you, you can't make it to 94 World Cup.
So, as far as I'm concerned, discipline is discipline. Discipline. You don't follow orders. And I want to know, because your indiscipline is just in quotes. What happened did not happen before the match. It happened after. The question of match, it's not even before. It's not that you went out before a match. The match played, you were the superstar in Lagos, blah, blah, blah. And then you went out. So
That's right.
What happened?
Big Shaq, may so rest in peace. Great coach, Udomeze.
Yeah.
Udomeze had a bit to the in the camp. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. And why won't give me 5 or 5? Wow. So your coach is driving a Beetle and you, a young chap, is driving. So Udomeze now put up an alarm in the camp that no footballer should park car in Games Village in the camp.
Okay.
So where would I park the car? After going to enjoy my life, I went after the match. I went and Amroba shot me. It wasn't that if coach allowed me to park car in the camp, maybe that would happen. So that's what people doesn't really understand. Udomeze put a strict order. He was even holding torchlight, waiting for me when I'm coming in from the camp. So that wasn't really my fault. It was just that, somebody put instruction down that a car shouldn't, no player. We were in the junior, we were not even in the national team. We were in the flying junior national team. Yeah. So, as a junior player, everything glamour, blah. So that was just it. I'm going to park car where normally park car was short. And when he came to look to see me, I will never forget the sign. When you do somebody, say I told you, say I warned you, this boy. And he told me that if I keep going with my career like that I will not make it, that God has given me all what God's supposed to give for a player. So those was what's going to come out from my book. If you take advice from your elder and you discipline yourself, I think discipline is very good in life, even in any atmosphere, in any adverse of your life. When you are disciplined, you can achieve. Is at this age I realize.
My last question, because I know that the details will be in your book. My last question is that, when you got to Belgium and you are doing so well and so on, and so, your issue was with a woman.
That's right.
Naturally, all of us footballers, whether you like it or not, if you are a superstar, the tendency is that girls will flock around you, girls will come around you, and all of that. And who will not fall victim? Who will not fall victim? That's the list we should compile, not who falls victim. So you go into Europe, you get to Belgium, you are the biggest star in the whole of the European League, and you're a young man. And
I was single.
Fine girls.
I was single.
You were single. It was not as if you committed any sacrilege, and so on and so forth. But that chapter, how would you advise young people who are going to Europe? Because so many of them are going to Europe.
Yeah,
all of those things are there.
That's especially what's going on with Osimhen now. They might set him up on rape issue. I hope not, but if he's not careful, it might come because he's a big star. They might try to set him up with something. Let him just be disciplined and focused. You know what really happened? It was the exodus. Even when we were in Belgium, that was how the exodus of people came to Nigeria. A lot of 90% of 94 World Cup players were from Belgium. Only few wasn't from Belgium because of the Mark Etim Esin and Stephen Keshi put their footprint down in Belgium football. A lot of scouts came to Nigeria and bring a lot of people from Ikbeba to Alan Ball, Okpara to Aloyagu. A lot of influx came to Amokachi, all of them join us in Belgium, because of the input. Who is this Etim Esin? Who is this boy? Who is this John? But they call me John there. Who is John Etim? This African Maradona. Where is he from? Nigeria. The scout from Belgium flocks to Nigeria to bring players to Belgium. That's how the episode of Belgium started. So by and large, I think Mumuni Alao, a very good friend from Complete Sport, covered that issue. He came to Belgium, and he's the only one that knew that the girl, the offspring, they accused me of was a white. And he's the only man that reported that.
It's like saying you get white genes for your blood.
White DNA. So Mumuni Alao was the only journalist that came and really verified the story. Even in my book, Mumuni name is going to come into, because he was the only journalist that had the guts to come to Belgium then to interview us.
And they found out that the girl who accused you of delivered was white.
White offspring. So so many things have been following me, Big Sheikh. So it's now that you are matured with experience and with discipline that you understand all this. So I'm very glad. It's a pleasure, it's a privilege for me to be on this studio and then on this.
Let me tell a story before we round off. Let me tell a story.
And I'll tell you what you did to me, 84, IICC Rovers.
My story is that, there was a year when an Italian club wanted a young player from Nigeria, and they came to me in Lagos. And I was not into
agents
or anything. Yes. So I asked around, and former captain of Nigeria, Mazili, recommended one boy, 17-year-old boy, to me. And they tested him here in Lagos, and they recommended him. And within 4 days, because it came from me, within 4 days, yes, this boy was in AC Perugia in Italy. He was there. Anyway, the story is that when he got there, this boy got there, the newspapers carried it. The Black Pearl from Nigeria. Black Pearl, great player from Nigeria, in the mold of Maradona, this guy has come, and he came from Segun Odegbami, who recommended him.
A big name.
The president of the club had a young daughter. She was 16 or 17 years old.
Underage, yeah.
And this player, was staying in that hotel. It was owned by this
president.
Virtually forcing that girl on this my player, because they wanted him to whatever, because they thought he was superstar.
I know.
With all the money in the world coming, they matched them together.
That's right. It happens. It happens.
It happens. It is.
It happens. No. Who doesn't know? Big Sheikh. It happens.
So let's hear your story before we go.
IICC Rovers, 84 thereabout. Yeah. So you asked, was it more that we were? Who be this small boy? Where is this boy? Well, now, was it the song he sang? You asked one, where will I see this small boy from? I think we played 2-2 in Calabar Stadium, 2-2 draw. Then you ask the song sang, was it a Danegard? Like Charles Bassey was a coach. Or is it Charles Bassey? Who is this small boy? Where will I see this small boy from? Because I was worried. That time I was playing 7. But I started as on a right flank like you.
We are trying to be like me.
Yes, let's just put it like that. Because you and Henry Nwosu really encouraged me. Let me be honest. It's Segun Odegbami and Henry Nwosu that really encouraged me to, I want to be like Segun Odegbami. I want to play for Nigeria like Henry Nwosu. So it's only two of you now. So I started with outside, right, as a right winger for Calabar. When the match finished, I think he asked my coach or one of the mates player in Calabar Rovers there, because I was just coming in from secondary school there.
You were absolutely brilliant.
Who is this? Well, I said it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
The way you move, eh? The way you move. The man will move and stop. Next minute, he has taken off again. Wow.
It's a big shake. I'm very privileged to be alive to have this interview for you. It's a big privilege for me. Big privilege to have this interview with you. You're always a role model. You're always a role model, and you always be my role model. Thanks a lot, Big Shaq.
God finds us back and leads us.
You're always a role model, my brother. You're always a role model. I wonder why they cannot consider you as a minister of sport for this country by now. I wonder, maybe you are not interested in politics.
And it is the price that one pays.
Being famous and popular at a very young age. So you're an all right guy. And you should be given an opportunity within this system. You are very knowledgeable. You have experience.
Thank you very much, Big Shaq. Thank you. I have a mentor like you alive. You are my role model. I have a mentor like you alive. Thank you, my brother. Thanks a lot.
With you by the very, very special grace of God.
Thank you very much. And we'll soon visit Wasimi.
Yes. Oh, you will visit Wasimi again. You visited before.
I visited on a good platform. Me and Okocha, we visited and we'll visit again in Jesus' name. It's well. It's well. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
This opportunity on behalf of all Nigerians.
Thanks a lot.
Served us more, but it is okay. You can still serve us now in another capacity. So we look forward to doing that with you very, very much. And that, I wish you success.
Documentary. They're doing a film documentary, which is soon going to be probably on Netflix or any one of those things. And I hope from the documentary, you are going to write a book so that the young ones would...
The young generation can learn one lesson or the other. Thanks a lot, Big Shaq. Thanks for having me.
Unless he wants to wish you well.
Hello. You are my role model. You are my icon.
That's all we can offer you on 90 Minutes with Mathematical this morning. On that note, join me again next week, Saturday, when we bring you another edition of 90 Minutes with Mathematical. Bye for now.